Okay, we're just about to start now. We are recording, I guess, are we? Yes. Welcome everybody for the special council meeting for tonight. Start off with acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land, the Wadandi people of the Noongar Nation, and paying respects to elders past, present and emerging. Just a reminder that we're digitally recording the minutes for this evening for the benefit of the minute taker in accordance with Council Policy 1.25. And if you do not want to be recorded, please indicate at the meeting that you don't want to be recorded, and members reminded that no other visual or audio recordings of this meeting by any other means is allowed without the permission of the chairperson. Just moving on to 2.1, apologies. We do have an apology. Councillor Chris Smith has actually emailed me earlier in the day to say that he's unwell, so he's not able to make it this evening. We do have also, I've just received a message from Councillor Newman that he is running a little bit late. He's just coming from Bunbury. He should be here any moment. Item 2.2, approved leave of absence. Councillor Massey has an approved leave of absence for this meeting tonight. Thank you, Councillor Newman. Do we have any applications for leave of absence for the February meeting? No. Moving on to item 3, announcements from the presiding member. I'd just like to acknowledge that a very long-standing community member, Arthur Scanlon, turned 100 years young yesterday. Item 4, declarations of interest. Do we have any declarations of interest tonight? No? Steve, we don't have any? No. Item 5, public question time. Just a reminder that any questions tonight must relate to the stated purpose of this special council meeting. Do we have any public question times this evening? Mr. McGuinness, come on down.
It's not.
Yeah, just you have to state your name as well, so just for the records.
Check.
Yes, perfect.
There's a policy at the moment on gifts and attendance, which was not reviewed. And I think there's a typo in it. It says that you don't have to declare any gifts under $300 and you don't have to declare any gifts over $300.
Oh, right.
It was in the November thing. If you could bring it up, we could have a look. And I just thought there's no point in that.
I might just pass that on to the acting CEO, see if I think we've got someone reviewing it now.
Thank you, Madam President. Yeah, Ms Clifford's just looking into it. We might just need a moment while we
I left that stuff at home. I'm sorry, it's just
That's
Christmas meds. I hope I've got the right one. If I haven't, I'll get it on February. No, it's about gifts as well. That's not the one. It's about gifts as well. There's $300 worth of gifts involved in the policy. That's attendance in functions. It's no, that's not the one. I don't want to waste everyone's time. Everything's at home. If you could, we could look at it at the February meeting and say, just to give me some leeway, that would be very good.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. We'll take that on notice. Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr McGuinness. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm just going to go back to item 3, announcements from the presiding member, and I just wanted to also make mention that Donald Strang, who was actually a councillor a number of years ago, I'm not quite sure the actual date, but his funeral was on Monday as well, so which was attended by many.
1992.
Thank you, Councillor Glover. Yeah, 1992 he became a councillor here. Thank you. And 99.
Oh, and also he's got another one, but there's no date on it. He must have done 3.
All right. Do we have any other questions? Mr Atherton, you're the sole person in our public gallery. Have you got any questions tonight? No. Okay, thank you. Moving on. 6.1.1, Council Policy Review. Would someone like to move a motion that we put this motion up? Councillor Jones moved, seconded. Councillor Atherton. Councillor Jones, would you like to speak on this motion?
There's an extensive list of policies which we've gone through in the workshops, or most of us have been through the policies. Congratulations to Lauren for her efforts. I think all the policies now are clear in my opinion, so I'm very happy to move the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Jones. Councillor Atherton, would you like to speak as a seconder?
No, thanks.
Okay, do we have any questions in regards to these policies? Councillor Mills, you've got your light on.
I just have a question, I guess through you, Madam President, to Lauren. With the changes, the proposed changes for the Local Government Act, I'd imagine there's a number of these policies that are going to need to be reviewed probably sooner than normal. Would you have I guess a list of those things that we're going to need to review earlier?
Yes.
When the Act review comes through, any changes are made, I'll make a list of any of the changes that need to be made, and then that will be a reason for review, and most of them will probably be an early review if it's required. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mills. Are there any other questions? Councillor Glover.
Yes, through the chair, back to Ms. Clifford. I'm just wondering about the policy about the audio recordings of the council meetings, because I know that it's going to change. Has it changed? Just looking at the amendments, and it said subject to FOI, and I'm wondering if it's changed now that it will actually just be put up on the website.
I'll pass you over to the Acting CEO. Would you like to answer that?
So, thank you, Madam President. So just to clarify the question, you're actually asking whether we will be commencing putting the audio recordings onto the website. So I think as part of the local government review, that is something that they will be introducing. It's not something I think that's currently been adopted at this particular point. Whether the council decides to, I guess, preempt that and put that information on the website, I don't think there's necessarily any issue with that. It's possibly just, from a practical perspective in terms of what the process is in terms of getting that information and releasing it in a format that the public can access. But I think that's something that, from an officer point of view or staff point of view, we wouldn't necessarily have an issue with.
It was through the chair, if I can continue. It was my understanding that policy was going to change in this review.
Thank you, Ms Clifford. I've just been updated that, yes, the CEO has actually agreed to include that in the policy, so that will actually occur subject to the policy being adopted by Council. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Glover. Any other questions? I do have one question, just in regards to putting on the website. So once we obviously make a resolution on this item and this audio recording amendment goes through, does that mean that from now on that all council meetings, whether it's special council meetings or whatever, will actually all go on the website, or is that retrospective? I suppose I'm just wondering if anyone knows. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. My suggestion would be it would be from the time the policy came into effect. So we would be subject to, I guess, the practical application of getting that information onto the website, assuming that's fairly straightforward. From the date that this is adopted, I think we would apply that going forward.
Thank you. Are there any other questions before? Yes, Councillor Glover.
Are we able just to have a quick look at that policy to make sure that it has been amended? I know that last time I looked at it, it hadn't been. Can we? Is it possible, Lauren? I'm sorry.
Through the President. I think the one that's been attached to the attachment was the one that wasn't changed prior to the other one, so it is the incorrect one. It should be the one that was attached as a late item to the December council meeting, which does state that it will be recorded and the recordings will be on the website. So that should be the attachment that is there. So if
It's not on here at the moment. We can't see it now.
no.
Okay. Thank you. Exactly what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Would anyone like to speak against this motion? No, no one like to speak against this motion? No? No, against this motion, I'll actually pass it back over to Councillor Jones. Would you like to do right a reply, Councillor Jones?
With the right of reply, I'd just like to say that I know Ms Clifford had a series of other policies that will come up at a time at the last page of our workshop, so I'm presuming they will come up during the course of the year. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councillor Jones. We'll actually put it to the vote now. All those in favour of this motion, please raise your hands. Carried. 7-0. Yes, which it is. Yeah. No, it's a simple majority. Okay, thank you very much. We'll move on to item 7, which is closure.
Madam President, just before you do.
Yes,
I
yes.
just wonder if we could, I'd just like to move a vote of thanks to the work that was done by, I suspect, Lauren and some of the staff. The workshop made it a lot clearer that we had on the 14th. And often I think we don't recognise some of the work that's put in by our staff, and I think I'd like to do that officially. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mills. Yes, I think everyone in this room actually acknowledges the work that's gone into it, and it's probably a very dry subject, but it's very, very well, and we all appreciate what effort's gone into it, so thank you. The next council meeting, which will be an ordinary council meeting, will be held on the 23rd of February, commencing at 5 p.m. at the Council Chamber, Shire of Donnybrook Balingup. Thank you.